The beautiful people here on Boston has entered the chat. Welcome in Travis Thomas, the Kasey Hudson here inside our Salem 5 studios. Tuesday, August 26th. Where has August gone? We don't know.
There it is. That was a smooth melody.
Nice little.
And then you didn't try to add to it by making it quaint. It's not quaint on this Tuesday.
No.
I almost called it Wednesday, but it is Tuesday.
Almost Wednesday.
Almost
You're just
Wednesday.
pushing the days of the week.
Wednesday Eve. There we go.
Whatever gets you to the weekend.
Hey, regardless, as long as we show up and rally for Boston has entered the chat, that's all that matters.
I need you to rally me today. I was up late last night.
I had a rally towel that I thought about bringing in for you.
I was partying, Kasey. I didn't know how to act. I was at Chris Brown at Fenway last night.
You talk about me getting outside, but I feel like when you get your moment,
Unleashed. I was unleashed last night.
Like everyone in Boston should actually give us a call in and let us know if you saw Travis running through Fenway
Don't
yesterday.
call us, but leave those stories out. Okay, 617-790-0928. If you want to talk sports, if you saw me outside yesterday, leave it alone. Mind your business.
You actually didn't see him.
Yeah, it's cut down day for the Patriots, so we'll get into that. We'll actually hear from Mike Vrabel on the direction we may be going in. Plus, boogity, NASCAR.
Boogity.
I mean, Kyle Larson, if you love NASCAR, that's the name. That's the guy. He joins us on Boston has entered the chat. How about that?
I was psyched when we got that in our notes.
Me too.
I was like, we get to jump into a time machine and take it back to the starts of our career because NASCAR is not foreign to either one of us. Daytona 500, Coke Zero Sugar 400. That was 5 years of my life. And then you with the soundboards. I almost called it turntables, but I'm sure that was in the mix.
Yeah, I wish. I'd have been better
I'll never be able to DJ in my life.
You got it right there.
That was the stiffest wrist ever. we can't transition to another beat really quickly.
Toby, can we get some WD-40 for the DJ? Thank you.
This is why I stick to guitar.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll start here with the Red Sox. 4th win in 5 games.
Right.
I mean, this team's not messing around. Jaron Duran last night. 3-run tater to the moon. The Roman Empire continues to do Roman Empire things.
Yeah.
These Red Sox, they're not messing around, Kasey. We talked about this. Look, it's one thing to say the schedule eases up, right? But you have to win these games. So far, so good for these Sox.
Yeah, and it's not just winning these games, it's the fashion in which you do so. But a big shout out because, I mean, who's going to get tired of coming on this show and being like, hey, guys, Roman Anthony popped off yet again. I mean, first career leadoff home run, and he's so cool and collected about it.
Always.
But we say that every single time that he does that, so fantastic. But locking in under him for a second, you can always count on him. The team talks about counting on him, his leadership in that clubhouse. But I feel like last night, that's something that he just needed.
Yes.
I feel like that's going to add so much fuel to the fire and just getting other batters involved to make sure that they show up in those clutch moments at this particular point of the season. Yeah. It's going to be beautiful.
When you bat leadoff, you are the tone setter. And he does a great job of that to the point where, and you and I talk about this too with his poise, the playoffs aren't going to mean anything to this kid. You know, it's just another game. And it's funny, it's such a cliche thing. I know Brady used to say it all the time. A game at a time, a play at a time, blah, blah, blah. But these guys really do think that way. Some of these dudes who are so clutch.
It gives you something to look forward to. You always have to have something to look forward to.
That's right.
To know that the postseason is within reach, I feel like that just curates the guys' games that much better and that much more.
Yes, I would agree. 617-790-0928 if you want to talk Red Sox. Here's Alex Cora after this Game 1 win against the Orioles in this series. He's talking Red Sox. Take a listen.
Being able to do this with the opener, how critical was that spot in the 8th for Whitlock when he gave up the leadoff double, strike out the rest?
I mean, it's a tough game to manage, to be honest with you. We look up, it was 6 innings, 3 runs. So Fitzy did an outstanding job. Bernie did too. Match was huge, and Whitlock, after the double, that was amazing, and Chappie finished it off.
What do you think with Fitz? This how serious?
They said something with the bicep, so we'll see tomorrow how he feels and where we at.
Is he getting testing done tonight or anything like that? No.
See if those home runs tonight from Roman and Jaron.
Yeah, we talk about Jaron, right? He got a pitch up in his zone, put a good swing on it, and he's a good player. As long as he stays in the zone, he's going to do damage. You're going to go through stretches that you're going to swing and miss and all that, and you're going to make outs. But if he stays with the process, he's going to be good. And that was a great swing there. And then Roman got to a fastball up in the zone. He didn't miss it.
With Fitz, if this is something just minor, what he did tonight was Is this a spot where he could take over the rotation role?
We'll talk about it. Obviously, there's a lot of games to play. We still have 3 here, Pittsburgh, Cleveland before the off day, so we have to be careful because there's going to be tight games and they're all important. So taking care of the bullpen is huge for us. So we'll have conversations and see what's next.
Alex Cora deserves a lot of credit for how he has sort of tinkered with not only the lineup, but the bullpen as well in terms of resting guys. And you heard him say it there, Case. I want to go there with you. So 3 more in Baltimore, right, against the pesky O's. At home for 3 against the Pirates. Then the Guardians come here for 3. Then you go to Arizona and then the A's. So, look, I mean, this schedule's pretty soft. They have to win the games, as we talked about, but you hear Cora there saying, we can't get ahead of ourselves here. We have to stay in this groove we're in while also simultaneously getting guys rest when they need it.
Well, I feel like he also realizes the importance of the approach of, like we just talked about, the fashion of how they win out these games.
Yes.
And, like, at this point of the season, I feel like these games are going to get tighter and tighter.
They
just
are.
take the rhythm of last night, for example, opening things up, then getting lost and losing the lead, and then Durant bringing the lead back to you. And then you kind of have this hold my breath moment with Gunnar Henderson. What did he grab a double at the bottom of the 8th? And then you're like, oh, crap.
Here we go.
Is this? Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You're riding that emotional roller coaster. So something else that we've talked about between yesterday and Friday is this team's ability to respond. And, like, there was one thing about responding and getting the bats hot at the right moment, but there was another thing to respond with the right cooperation of the bullpen. And, I mean, you saw Whitlock step in and say, hello, I actually know how to take command. And I was like, hanging on the edge of my couch, like, oh my gosh, those are the moments to just completely add kerosene to the situation. So managing that bullpen so well, and then Chapman, I mean, he deserves a shout out as well. Last 13 appearances, no hit. This is why they call themselves the best bullpen or one of the best bullpens. And these are the moments where they have shown that they can really contest in these tight matchups, because it really is only going to get tighter, soft or not soft.
We need a camera in your living room just on you during games.
I am a weirdo. Like, it's not okay for me to be a fan because I'm so emotionally invested and also equally protective. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, any little thing that happens, especially anyone whose name's been dragged, I'm like, yes!
You're defending him.
Keep his name out of your mouth. I never met the dude. Like.
So I'm in trouble this football season anytime Stephon Diggs does anything.
You will catch it.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
I've been slandering Stephon. You've been defending him.
I mean, I write signs to you during the show. If anybody's missed it, like when we had a guest on, I had no etiquette because I'm over here writing signs to you about, like, told you.
We're all family here. We take you behind the curtain now.
All the way.
How about Roman Anthony? 2 for 4 last night. Solo shot, making history, of course. I mean, all hail the Roman Empire. Here he is after yet another dominant performance.
Coming into a game, being ready to be on top of a pitch, you ready to hit. Like, what's your approach there as the leadoff guy?
Yeah, just being ready from the first pitch. Got to face that guy a few weeks ago. So just taking what I know from the last time I faced him, and like you just said, being ready from the first pitch, trying to find a way on, and got a good pitch to hit.
How much did that inform this particular plate appearance against Zagato? Because he was tough against you guys in Fenway. Yeah,
I think anytime you get at-bats in the past against somebody and you can look back at video and see the way that they kind of attack you, I think that always helps. But for me, again, it's just trying to set the tone from the get-go and being the leadoff guy, trying to find a way on or trying to get a good pitch to hit and not miss it. And I did a good job of it right there.
I've done that many times in the minors, but how it feels just to do it for the first time in the majors.
Yeah, it feels great anytime. They all feel great. So, but getting to do it and kind of lead it off and set the tone there, it's a good feeling as the leadoff guy, get things rolling and knowing the lineup we have and the guys we have behind me. Just when you're able to do something like that, it's usually going to be exciting.
You were the youngest Red Sox ever with a leadoff home run. What do you think of that?
It's pretty cool. It's good. I like that. Sweet. Thanks for letting me know. But no, that's great.
Bullpen games aren't obviously easy to win, especially when you're down 3-1. How exciting is that when Jaron hits that 3-run homer?
It's awesome. He's such a great player. He works his tail off. So, super happy for him. And he's kind of that spark plug. He always has been. And it's always an exciting at-bat to watch when he's up.
What you guys have played to get back into this thing, and since you've been here, How do these games feel to you? I mean, do they feel different than any other kind of game or not?
Yeah, I mean, every game is just we're all on the same page. Every game, we're trying to win every game. There's no other goal. We come to the park every day. We work as hard as we can to find a way to win and shoot to make playoffs. So every game matters just as much, and just got to keep things rolling. I think we're playing good baseball right now. We're having fun as a group. It's fun to show up to this park and play. So we're just trying to take advantage of every pitch.
Okay, Case, call me crazy, but
Crazy.
well, you're not wrong. Giolito tonight, Bayo tomorrow. We know how he's pitching.
Oh my gosh.
Crochet Day on Friday Eve. I mean, are they going to sweep these O's and then got a little streak working? I mean, are we looking at a little streak right now? Are they going streaking right now?
I hope they're going streaking.
I feel like we could be seeing a streak right now.
Absolutely. Well, what did we say the other day? This team very much had a bad taste in their mouth. And
Yes.
what was everyone saying? One of the ugliest losses to the Orioles. So, now you're in their home, and I don't know about y'all.
Uh-oh.
In my little athletic career,
Okay.
I loved playing at other people's parks, stadiums, and arenas. Why? Because I fed off of the enemy energy. I'm the youngest sibling, so maybe it's the instigator.
Yeah.
Not that instigative, but you know what I mean.
You just walking into their house and just putting your feet up on their sofa and just not eating up all the snacks and everything.
Yeah. Like when I had big moments during my games on their territory, that fueled me up more than anything else. So
well, we talked about too, if this team is going to go on a deep postseason run, you have to win.
Gotta win on the road.
As important as home field is, because we've talked about that too. But you do have to win on the road no matter what.
Yeah.
So,
and I was leaning to the fact of them being able to kind of find an energy to pull off of regardless of being home. Fenway is untouchable. But Durant said it last night after the game, actually. He was saying how well-traveled a lot of Red Sox fans are as well. But I don't know. I think that you just got to up the ante on the cocky a little bit and enjoy playing in enemy territory.
I'm not going to lie, though. Selfish part of me cannot wait till they're back at Fenway. It's good. I love you winning on the road, but come to Fenway.
Because we want to be there.
Yes, we want to be there.
In the atmosphere.
And we're getting Skeens here, too. Friday night. Skeens on Friday night.
That's true.
I wish it was Skeens and Crochet, but that's being a little greedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm asking for too much.
Save it.
Dustin May instead.
You don't get crazy versus desperate teams. We just talked about this.
I know.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Skeens Crochet would feed families. You got to admit.
It would.
I mean, that's
They talk about the sound at Fenway. That one's going to be pretty.
That's generational stuff.
Yeah.
But first, handle the O's. And like you said, I mean, this has been a pesky team in the side of the Red Sox, all season long.
And I want the sweep because I want to be able to talk a little mess. Like a guy I grew up with is one of the hitting coaches for the Orioles.
Oh.
So I want, he had words last week, and I was like, guy, relax.
Your season's over.
Yeah.
And you're talking to us?
Yeah.
Really?
Shout out Sherm.
Well, good for you to get back
on the text line.
Yeah.
So
help
me out, Red Sox.
We definitely need that sweep.
100%.
What we should do is we should talk some trash on this show, clip it, and then you can send it to them.
Okay.
Like we did this specifically for you. We created this for you.
I gave him a shout out, so just so you know, I have your number.
617-790-0928. You want to talk Red Sox with us? Get in here. Do you think they'll sweep the O's? Do you think we're going streaking? I do. Call us, 617-790-0928. When we come back, we get into what's trending in the world of sports right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. And remember this, get the latest up to date live. We've got Boston sports headlines along with your daily dose of trending sports and social topics every weekday right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. You can catch us live at 8 a.m. on Nesson and 9 a.m. right here on Nesson Nation every Monday through Friday. Time now to get into what's trending in the world of sports in your group chat, because me and Case are all up in it. We all in your phone like, did you see that? Yeah, I did. You know what I saw and I didn't like? I don't like people playing with my TV during football season. I don't appreciate that.
Are you like a one TV in the living room, or are you a split screen, or do you have multiple TVs?
I'm a one TV guy. Okay. However, I have multiple rooms in my home.
So excuse
multiple
me.
rooms in my home.
I'm not negotiating.
So
well.
I can move around. You know, I might watch. You have to have the Patriots game on, right?
Yeah.
I might in a different room have the Red Zone on. In that room, there happens to be food. So I'll watch the Patriots, sipping, chilling.
Yeah.
Then I'll be like, all right, let me get a plate Okay, what's going on Red Zone? Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Then I'm back to the Patriots game.
You know what? I was looking for something to make fun of you about, but I can't because I actually have one of the little iPads in my kitchen, and I have a one bedroom.
Right.
So why do I need this? I can hear the television in the living room.
That's
but
why.
I still, just in case I'm like
See?
in the kitchen cooking things, and it's right there on the iPad.
Well,
and then when I go into the living room, I'm fully focused in the living room.
You can't go multi-platform if YouTube TV is playing with our content during football season.
Sure enough.
Look at this tweet. You have got to be kidding me, YouTube TV. To our members, in order to bring you the best in live sports news and entertainment, YouTube TV partners with content providers like Fox. Our agreement with Fox is nearing renewal, and we're actively negotiating to reach a fair deal for both sides, as well as our subscribers. So first, you're like, okay, yeah, this makes sense.
Maybe.
What's this got to do with me? Because I need my football. Well, our goal is to keep Fox content, including channels like Fox Broadcast Network, Fox News, Fox Sports, all on YouTube TV. We hope to reach a deal. Now, here's the part. We hope to reach a deal. We hope. But we want to be transparent that if we're unable to reach an agreement by August 27th, their content may become available. Excuse me, it is college football season. It is NFL season. You're playing these games with me now? You had all the offseason to figure this out.
My heart dropped a little bit when it said may become unavailable. Like, what do you mean?
Like, not there?
And then, like, look, at first, while reading it, you're like, oh, transparency. I love this.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then they're like, by the way,
Yeah.
within our transparency, we're also letting you know that, like, you might not be watching.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Anything here.
Don't
Yeah.
try to butter me up and then hit me with the hammer. I don't like
Honestly,
that.
I don't like a compliment sandwich.
Yeah, nah, me either.
Get to it.
Get to
and
it.
so we can move on.
We done messed up the money.
Yeah.
And we messing up your football. Figure it out. You know what that tells me? Go to the bar.
Well,
Bar got it.
were you not going to go there before?
Well.
You were
I
going to
was-
strategize better.
I mean, I at least had options.
Okay,
Like,
I get
could
it.
be at home.
At home nachos and then outside wings are two different things.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now,
Huh?
if I walk in the bar and they have YouTube TV and it's blacked out, I'm blacking out right there in the bar.
So actually, I was about to rain on your parade because a lot of bars do actually do the YouTube
See?
TV. It's become one of the easier packages to handle because you have access more versus all the different streaming platforms that you need
Come
for the
on,
different
y'all.
days. So YouTube TV has been helpful in that sense, but the timing of this, and you just wonder why this is becoming such a theme across the board. Like
Thank
we couldn't
you.
reach an agreement between knowing that
Preach.
the biggest part of your viewership, your season, all these things are
Preach.
right there.
Man, Kasey Hudson should be running everything. That's what I think.
The thing is,
It'll be smoother.
my patience.
That's why it would be smoother. They would fear you. They would
I
say,
don't know.
off with her head. Like, whoa, she's gonna, no, we gotta make this happen.
It's already
Finish the
off
deal.
with my head on the first thing in the morning.
Me too, I'm still there.
Yayo.
Former Patriots wide receiver Jacoby Myers has requested a trade from the Raiders. He's the one that got away. Jacoby, come on back, dog. This is from Rap Sheet. He tweets, he recently met with the team brass and requested to be traded. The team, citing his values, said they had no plans to do so. Of course not. Myers and the team have attempted to negotiate a new contract, but they could not come to terms. I think about how he should have never been with the damn Raiders. Honestly, the contract he wanted, the Raiders gave it to him, right?
Right.
The Patriots turned right around and gave the same contract to Juju Smith-Schuster. Why'd you pay him?
I remember this time.
Why'd they do that? Everyone here
Wasn't
in
he
town.
supposed to be like a yak king?
Yeah, well, he was a TikTok king, is what he was. It wasn't so much yak as it was TikTok dancing. That's only yak he was getting. It was on TikTok, and that was a problem. He was already cooked, and he's distracted being on that, doing dances all
They
day.
paid for those knees, but they got TikToks instead.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Fleeced, rip off.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jacoby Myers just keeps his mouth shut and balls. Now, in the end, I do think he'll work something out with the Raiders. I know it always comes back to money, right? A contract dispute
Absolutely.
is a contract dispute. But he's a really good player. I look up, they signed Amari Cooper, like, what is this? I mean, 2012? Like, he's so old at this point. I just don't think it's going to work. Then they get Kenny Pickett. Like, come on. You know you need Jacoby Myers.
Kenny
Work
Pickett.
it out.
So here's my my one question is
All right.
like, why do teams not want to pay him? New
that's
England
fair.
not trying to pay him.
Yeah.
Las Vegas not trying to
Right.
pay him. I mean, now this whole bargaining chip of requesting a trade we
point.
see as an antic, but like still, why are your teams not trying to pay you?
I don't think he's not a number one wide receiver, and maybe that's the issue. Maybe at this stage of his career, he's like, I want to be paid like a one. Well, bro, I mean, I got news for you. But in the end, someone's going to
market
pay him.
inflammation. They got to help temper expectations for some of these guys because as the market continues to spread, like that's
Well,
going to get bad.
here's the other part too: is like the Patriots could use him. They should have never lost him, but they could use him now, right? If you're him, you probably don't want to come back here though. I'm sure you feel scorned, right? You have to. Do you want Juju? You want Mr. TikTok dude over me? Please.
I would back that, but I'll come back. It's a different coach. Imagine Vrabel calling you.
Yeah, good point. And
Hey,
you
dude.
have Drake May now, by the way.
Like, hey, dude, tides have turned here.
Yeah.
You know what I
McCorkle
mean?
Jones is gone.
We got a whole different vibe going on in New
Yeah,
England.
that's facts.
You were a key asset that should have been valued, but
That's
now
facts.
I'm
Yeah.
captain now.
That's true.
I don't know why.
Why did Vrabel? I need captain now. Like, whoa, coach.
There was
all right.
there was too much. Those analogies got a little convoluted. Too much going on. Sorry,
You
guys.
scare him back to New England. Okay, I guess I'm going to New England.
Yeah. There's one ship going in one direction, my Jacoby. Like, you know where you're going. Here.
Well, it's all fun and games until Trey Hendrickson and Terry McLaurin are now
Break your heart.
off the board.
Break your
Both
heart.
of them signed deals yesterday. We were in the group chat. We speak of the group chat all the time.
Wasted my emotions.
I mean, this was just such a letdown city. Here's Shefty's tweet. So another hold-in ends as Bengals and Trey Hendrickson have reached an agreement today. Bro got paid. It wasn't the long term he wants, a $14 million raise for this year. So he gets $30 million for the year, just a one-year deal, and then he will become an unrestricted free agent after this
Like,
season.
should we talk about what truly goes down in the group chat?
I know.
As soon as this hit our group chat, my response was dumb. Continue.
Yeah, and then the Commanders broke our heart too. Terry McLaurin, 3-year, $96 million. Wow. So, hey, listen, a lot of pressure on those hamstrings with week one right around the corner. My man doesn't have any type of tune in. Like, he can't get ready to, there's no time. You look up and it's week one for the Commanders. He missed the whole offseason with them over this BS.
It's the curse of the contract. When
It
these
is.
things get dragged out like this, and now it's like, you got your money, let's get our performance, and then the performance starts off a little rusted.
Right.
And then finally things tend to come together, hopefully. I mean, I wish the best for him, honestly.
He
knew
got
that,
what
like,
he wanted.
Well, he got what he deserved, because
Yes.
the reality is he was such a pillar for that offense, and like, you don't want to disrupt that kind of cohesion between a young quarterback and his top target that got you into a playoff spot
Right.
that you were never anticipated to go into.
He's deserving of the money. So's Trey Hendrickson. I don't like that he
He
just
is,
got
but
the
the
1 year.
one-year deal
I don't
is
like
so
that.
dumb to me.
I know.
Yeah, like, especially if he goes and rips again and has
is.
another stellar year, which he's been so consistent in.
Yes.
Like, that part to me almost feels more disrespectful. Like, yeah, we're going to give you your money, but it's just going to be a 1 year deal because we don't know what's going to happen in a year.
He should have forced his hand. I told you in the beginning, he was
Yeah.
too good of a soldier playing this game with, oh, I'll take less. Oh, I love being here. I want to spend my whole career.
I mean,
No,
he really
bro.
loves
He
Cincinnati.
clearly does,
Yeah.
but they don't love him back.
And-
Because if you did, you would have paid him. So if I'm him, I would have forced my way out of town and came to New England.
Am I
That's
surprised,
just
though?
me.
We live in a toxic era of dating. He very much just showed you what dating culture is.
Is
in
that what it is?
2025. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
We're just here to not be alone. He doesn't want to be alone.
617-790-0928. Listen, if you want to talk dating, get in here. Call us. I mean, we do everything here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. But Trey Hendrickson and Terry McLaurin have officially ghosted us.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
We tried. It is what it
They
is.
stopped opening the stories. They're not responding.
Not responding.
DMs are going to be very low-key from
It
here on
happens.
out.
We're moving on, man. Hey, stay with us here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. We're going racing. You'll see what I mean.
Why
Stick
did I almost
around.
get a stick shift there?
If you ain't first, you're last. We're talking some NASCAR here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. I've
Do you
always
want to
wanted
try
to
a
do
better
that.
engine?
Oh, hold on. Get your motor running. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Hit the NOS. How's that?
Well, you're not going to finish the race, but you're in it.
I know. I just blew every gasket that I had.
All the things.
All the way out. Let's
for
talk
sure.
about our history with NASCAR before we get to Superstar. Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
So give me your background and how you got into it, and then I'll tell you more.
Working with a small outlet called Florida National News.
Oh, wow.
And then one day they come in and they're like, hey, can you go to Daytona this week? And I'm like, for what? And they're like, well, you're just going to meet your camera guy and some of the crew, and like we just got to get sound from Daytona 500. And I was like, interesting. Funny enough, I had been to a couple Daytona 500s because one of my best friends, her godfather, not sells the trailers, but rents out the trailers for the drivers to take their
equipment.
To take all their stuff. So Buddha, which is his nickname, I'd been in the hot pit a couple times because Buddha's like, all right, girls, come down. So this
Such
time
a
I was
NASCAR
like,
name.
Everyone's got like a sketchy or fun name.
Buddha.
Yeah, you never call anyone by their actual name around the bits. So yeah, they were like, we just need sound, and then we get there, and my camera guy's like, we need you to ask questions, and I was like, ask questions?
Wow.
Like I wasn't even prepared for this. I'm just like the feel of it, and sometimes you go for the first couple laps and then come back for the end. But it ended up becoming a really, really cool experience because there's so much to it, as you know, and can add to. Their preparation style, the strategy, the fact that like there is an individual driving, but this is a team sport.
Yeah, heck yeah.
In a massive way. So that was really fun. And then everything intertwined. I mean, I got to interview Darius Rucker one of the years.
Damn, Hootie!
Yeah,
you talked to Hootie!
I got to ask Hootie how he felt about some NASCAR. So that ended up becoming one of my favorite coverages because it's just like, it's a whole different world, and you're there all day long for days and days on end, from the practice laps to seeing qualifications to the real deal.
I can't follow that up. I should have went first. Damn, Daytona. I was a teenager, actually, just trying to get my foot in this industry. And my dad, I couldn't even drive. My dad drove me to like our local podunk town country music station, but they had NASCAR races. So I was like, hey, I want to work in sports. What can I do? And the guy was like, well, I mean, you don't even have bass in your voice, so you can't do much. We need some work permits or something.
Can anyone picture Travis with little to no bass in his voice?
Hi, sir. I just like to work in sports. And so, sure enough, he was like, you can run the soundboard during NASCAR races. And I was like, all right. Didn't know what that meant, but I showed up. And I ran it. And so, like, just hearing races every weekend and just having to run the board, I learned the knowledge.
See, and that's the other part that's so cool, because like when you're hearing how they're breaking down the races, I would have never understood it. And like some things that we'll get a chance to ask Kyle about is like how they evaluate each track. Like sometimes you think that you're looking at, how far the track is and your starting points and stuff like that, but it's also like when you hear terms such as like unrivaling walls and like when they talk about a flat track being extremely hard, and you're like, how's a flat track very hard? Oh, you figure it out as the race keeps going along. So every extra mental muscle that they have to work just to get through a race has been extremely interesting. And I think that his background, which is fun too, is like not just NASCAR, but like dirt tracks. So like he's consistently going between two different models of cars.
That's right.
And being competitive. Like,
we'll ask him about, a lot of these guys do that. They'll do the truck series. They'll do the dirt track. They'll do Indy. Like, all these guys can drive anything. So we'll ask Kyle Larson.
If you had the need for speed, what would you choose? NASCAR, dirt track, Indy, that's a different car. F1.
Yeah.
It's not a car, but motocross.
Listen, I grew up like obsessed with Days of Thunder, the movie with Tom Cruise. So I have to go NASCAR.
Okay.
That was my jam as a kid.
All right, you're a thoroughbred.
I feel like I'd have to go NASCAR. Especially, we just talked about our history too.
Right.
So like we're tied to it. I can't pick Formula 1 after just telling you that story as a teenager. I can't drive Formula 1. I don't have my pinky up. I like beer, Bud Heavies, okay? NASCAR is where I belong.
Bud Heavies and Hootie. After asking that question, I'm over here like, well, I wouldn't choose a car. I'd choose a bike, actually.
Yeah, fair. You would, though. You would. All right, let's bring him in. Kyle Larson, absolute legend, superstar in NASCAR. How are you, my friend? Thanks for getting up early and joining us, man. Big fan of yours.
Yeah, thank you. No, I'm doing good. Sorry I'm late. I thought it was at 8:30, not 8:20.
It's all right. You're Kyle Larson, man. It's all good. So September 19th through the 21st, you're at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Cup Series with the playoffs. I looked at the standings as of this morning, my friend. You're first. You're in first place. Of course you are. What can tell our audience, like, what can they expect when they go watch you here in New England?
Yeah, I always like going to New Hampshire. It's a good track, racy little short track, flat track. it's a lot of fun, really bumpy and technical into turn 3. So, yeah, it's a good chance for us to get up there. The crowd's always great. The atmosphere is awesome. It's a track that I haven't won at yet in the Cup Series, but I feel like we're getting better and better on those style of tracks. So hopefully we'll have a good shot.
Hopefully. Travis and I were just talking about the fact that it's a little underestimated how much strategy goes into evaluating these tracks and how you're going to approach the race. And while you, the individual, are driving the car, it's you and your team that have to find the best way to win the race. So kind of your approach to this track, and you've never won it before, so like how are you going into this race like with a bit of a chip on your shoulder to make sure that you kind of get a bit more of an edge this time?
Yeah, it's honestly been a pretty difficult track for me in my career, but even Hendrick Motorsports the last decade or so. So yeah, we've just been trying to build on our setups and trying to get our short track package a little bit better. So I feel like we've made some gains on it. William Byron, he won at Iowa Speedway not long ago. Alex Bowman finished second at Richmond a couple weeks ago. I finished, I think, sixth in that race. So we've been getting our car better on that style of track. And yeah, just like any race, though, you got to qualify well, and then your pit crew's got to do a good job. You as a driver have to do a good job on restarts and whatnot. So, yeah, it's always a fun challenge. And then only getting to go to New Hampshire once a year now, it makes it even more challenging because you just don't, your notebook's getting built, half as fast these days. So, but yeah, no, it's a fun place. It's a fun region of the country that I like to go to, and yeah, I look forward to getting back.
Kyle, two-part question for you. Kasey and I were just talking about how you guys will drive the Truck Series, dirt tracks, Indy, like you guys drive everything. So two-part, can you tell the audience how NASCAR does a great job of that? Because obviously you're in the main event, but there's races all weekend long at these tracks. And also, what's your favorite vehicle to drive out of all these? I mean, you can drive anything. So what's your favorite one to manhandle?
Well, I mean, I'll start with that. I really just enjoy racing, and it doesn't really matter to me what car I get in. I always have a good time, and I love to race. It's what I do more for as a hobby than a job. But so yeah, it's hard for me to always pick just one. But yeah, NASCAR is a very unique series. It's got, it's very versatile and diverse on what we go to. We have short tracks, road courses, super speedways, intermediate style tracks, which would be like kind of in the middle, mile and a half. We used to go to a dirt track, they would put dirt on Bristol. We race on street courses. We're going to race on a naval base next year in San Diego. So it's a pretty awesome schedule, honestly, for how diverse it is and how it challenges you as a driver. And you're always trying to get better on all the different, types of circuits. So, yeah, there's no other series like the NASCAR Cup Series, and it's a fun series to be a part of.
I love how you mentioned just it being a hobby, but you get a chance to do that as a career. Something else that I find very interesting, being able to do the double race, Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. Do you change your preparation style because one of the cars having been lighter? So is that tough for you, or do you just approach everything with the same preparation because you're used to it by now?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for when I did the double Indianapolis, I obviously don't race IndyCar stuff ever, just for Indy 500. So yeah, it was a bit challenging trying to figure out the little nuances of the car and just the little things that might be different. Obviously it's way different, but race car's a race car, and it drove somewhat similar to our NASCAR stock car, but you're just going way faster, and there's more technology, I feel like, on that car, on the steering wheel, on all the buttons you have to play with, and cockpit adjusting, weight jackers and bars, and so just those details were kind of overwhelming at first to understand, but it was fun. It was a fun event to be a part of. The Indy 500 is probably the biggest race in the world. So to get to do it the last couple of years, although it didn't go as well as I wanted to, was still a dream come true, and something that I'll always be grateful that I got the opportunity to compete in. So, but yeah, it was fun. It's a cool series to be a part of, and definitely a cool event.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear about the nuances. How much of driving would you say is intuitive versus training? Because like you're feeling so much on the track, and I can only imagine sometimes if things don't feel, I don't know, like they're clicking right away, but you still have the ability to pull off a great race.
Yeah, I think, with racing, it does take a massive amount of natural, talent and natural ability to kind of feel the tire and feel the grip and understand, what you're feeling within your hands and your butt and, you're just your body, because you're a part of the race car, really. You're strapped to it. So, but, there's also a really good opportunity to work hard and learn and try and, develop, better racecraft and getting all the execution little details just right. So, thankfully, I feel like I was born with the natural ability, but, since getting into the Cup Series, it's so tough that I feel like, it's been a fun challenge for me to push myself to try and get better each and every week. So I've got a great team behind me, too, that, pushes me and is always trying to get better and hold me accountable, which is nice, too.
Hey, if we're here, Kyle, I mean, if we're talking training, I want to know what you're doing here. Are you doing like racing simulators? Like, talk to me about the training. I know you don't want to give away trade secrets here, but tell me what you can in terms of training to keep you at that peak level that we see you're at.
Yeah, so everybody's a little bit different. There's definitely Chevrolet supplies a very expensive simulator. That's got motion and a full wraparound screen and all that. It's much more crazy than you probably could imagine. But I don't know. It's kind of to each their own. Like some drivers rely on it to get better and develop setups. Like for myself and really our teammates, I feel like at Hampshire Motor Sports, we don't quite utilize it as much as others do. For me personally, it just doesn't fit my feel and what I'm looking for, and it's hard to predict what real life is going to be like. So I like to go do more racing, like real racing, real life racing on dirt tracks and whatnot, keeping myself in racing situations. And the dirt cars that I run, they're crazy. They have 950 horsepower, 1,400 pounds. So like they're wild vehicles. So they challenge you a lot. And I think that really helps develop you as a driver if you can get the hang of it. And then, during the week, I'm studying film as much as I can, looking at old notes and whatnot, in the gym, as often as I can be. Obviously you don't have to be big or anything. I'm 5'6" and I don't weigh very much either, but, just being able to endure, the heat in the car is really challenging. In the summer months, our cars can get upwards of 150 degrees. So it's insane, but, it's fun. It's a challenging sport for sure.
Kyle, Kasey and I are looking at your notes, and I mean, your resume just reads like a chapter book. It's just achievement after achievement. What's your crown achievement? What's the one thing that you hang your hat on? Look, you still have a long runway in your career, obviously. We know you have goals, and you'll accomplish all of them. But right now, today, what's the one thing that you're most proud of in your storied career?
Yeah, I'm only 33, and I feel like, I've got a long runway left, but I have accomplished a lot, myself and our team. I think the ultimate thing that everybody, strives for before the season starts is to win a championship. And we were able to do that in 2021, and that was just an amazing feeling. It was just, it was crazy. I can't even describe like the emotions that you feel after completing a season-long goal. So that championship in 2021 would be tough to top, I think. But I've been fortunate to win a lot of big races, and it's fun. It's fun for sure.
I gotta ask, you seem super chill, but it is still early in the morning. A lot of the sports we cover between baseball and hockey, there's superstition, there's routine, there's so much strategy that goes into their day to get prepared for a game. Are you a routine person heading into a race day, or superstitions that you could share that wouldn't throw you off? Like, what's that day look like for you?
So I used to be very superstitious, lucky underwear, lucky socks, lucky shirt, all that sort of stuff. And then, I got kind of away from that. And then it was more like routine of, just whatever, maybe meal that you had the week before. If it was a good race, you try to have that same one. But I've kind of ventured away from all that sort of stuff. But the one thing that's always stuck with me and my family, really, it started with my dad. We always run a ladybug sticker on my car. A ladybug would be good luck. So, from the day I started racing, we put a ladybug sticker
nice
next to my name. So yeah, if you look on my number 5 Cup car up on the kind of roof where my name is, you'll see a ladybug sticker there. So that's
that. Keep the family with you while racing. Was luck on your side to potentially pull that Fenway card of you throwing the first pitch? I heard you're not a big fan of. I heard you're not a big fan of the picture itself. So I wasn't sure if you got a petition to get that pulled off the market.
I wish I could, because yes, it's like I don't. They must have made thousands of those, because I autograph them every weekend, and that thing is, got to be close to 10 years old by now.
Wow.
So,
oh my gosh, New Hampshire's probably going to have 100 of them.
No
so,
doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, my face, I was like, I'm so scared while I'm throwing this first pitch, which I was extremely nervous, but
understandable.
I didn't know that my face was really showing it like that. But yeah, I wish we would. I don't know if they're still producing them or what, but I signed so many of those.
We'll talk to some people. We'll help you figure it out.
We'll make some calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle, I got to ask you, racing movies. I was just talking about Days of Thunder. I feel like I was raised on Days of Thunder. Talladega Nights, F1. What's your favorite race movie? What's like the one where you're like, yeah, that's my jam right there. They got it right.
Yeah, I would say, really, Days of Thunder would probably be the best. Dramatic film or whatever you want to call it. Really enjoy the documentary. It came out, I don't know, probably 12, 13, 14 years ago maybe, but the documentary about Ayrton Senna.
Okay.
That one was really good, really well done. There's been a lot of good ones. I haven't seen the new F1 movie yet. I've heard nothing but good things about it, though, so I need to get some time to go check it out. But your time would be great. I don't really have much time.
Yeah.
I would love to go watch that soon.
You're busy being a superstar. We understand that. Kyle Larson, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for joining us here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Don't be a stranger. Come back and party with us sometime soon, man. We appreciate it.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
All right, when we come back, it's Cutdown Day for the Patriots. We'll get into it, and we'll hear from Mike Vrabel next, right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat.
Well, there's a lot of decisions that are still to be made, but I don't know. The evaluation process has been a large one. A lot of these players, whether we want to work with them moving forward, that's kind of the case here. Those are the decisions when you get down to it. Is you make a roster, and then there's obviously the practice squad players. So a lot of these players that you see today, however things go, that hopefully will still be back here.
Cutdown Day. Coach ain't messing around, and so it begins. Here's a tweet from Mike Kadlick. Patriots waived offensive tackle DeMontre Jacobs. Here it is, Case. So this offensive line, we talked about it. Look, I'm looking at my projected roster now. I have 9 offensive linemen, okay? Will Campbell, Morgan Moses, Michael Wenu, Jared Wilson, Garrett Bradbury, Ben Brown, Marcus Bryant, Caden Wallace, Vidarian Lowe.
Right.
And by the way, this still isn't a great group. It's not a great group.
It's tough, and it's going to thin out any potential depth that you're thinking should maintain.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because yesterday when talking to Jade McCarthy when it came to Foxborough Rush, she was mentioning kind of the importance of maybe some of these guys solidifying a practice squad role. So what I found really unique about that tweet, and already the cuts happening and then Jacobs being one of the first, as early as this morning, is they were just talking about potential, not they being the Patriots, but reporters were talking about the potential of packaging him and
that's right.
Vidarian Lowe to try to see if there's any value there to move on from. So this kind of answers that question for any curiosity that remained there. But I wonder if, since these two names were in the packaging, if we could be looking at a Vidarian Lowe or a Wallace being moved on from next.
Well, even timing-wise, just following up on what you said, think about that. Trey Hendrickson and Terry McLaurin in 5 seconds, both off the market all of a sudden. So, It's not a coinky-dink here.
It changes any bargaining thoughts that you know, or moves that you may have thought of making last minute. Yeah.
And there's no moves now to be made, really. Like, there's no, what moves are you making? There's no star players out there now, unless you're going to get Micah Parsons. And if you are, that's draft capital. That's not players that you have here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like now that ship has sailed for the Patriots. But look, this is a tough day, too, because obviously we want the roster to be done and we want to all get the football season. I get it. But it's a tough day for a lot of guys. You know, you think you grind all through camp, OTAs all summer, right? Yeah. You put, you know, the best tape possible with the preseason, and then you hope to make the team, and some guys just don't do it.
Yeah.
It's a tough day.
And what makes it tougher, too, is when you feel like you've put enough on tape to make the roster, you know what I mean? Or like say that this is your second or third go around trying to make sure that you solidify a first or second spot. That mental gets to you because you have to keep trying over and over again. I mean, when my brother first got with the Seahawks, it was during preseason, going against 2s and 3s, somebody does an illegal tackle, blows out his knee. So then there's also this whole, like, I made it out of training camp and preseason healthy. I really do have to be able to contend for a spot. And then you find out that, you know, it wasn't enough to fit this time. So the mental aspect of all of this, I have so much respect for the players and what they have to kind of waver.
I'm also looking at the finish line. Like, I want a team that has an identity. My issue with this team in the last few years, even at the end of Belichick, in theory, he wanted a really great defense, run the ball, don't turn it over.
Right.
First of all, that's, 1999 football, first of all. Secondly...
We still had fullbacks.
Yeah, right. And secondly, he was never really able to achieve that towards the end.
Right.
And then Gerard Mayo, they had zero identity. I don't know what the hell that was. So I'm thinking of the finish line here. Mike Vrabel, like, I want to see this team take on his likeness, whatever the final product is roster-wise. But let's see that identity.
How close do you feel they are to that now? Because I feel like over the course of the past 2 weeks, you and I have talked about, like, his mottos and how certain players are very much fitting the DNA of his motto. But how much closer do you think that we could say the Patriots' identity fits Mike Vrabel?
Here's how much credit I can give him. I think overnight they got tougher when they hired him as a head coach. Before he ever did any work, this team got tougher overnight. Because that's what he brings to the table. Drake May talked about this on how this team is trying to form their identity right now. So when we get to the regular season, you know what time it is.
I think we're trying to build a team that's bringing it every play. No plays off, no days off. And I think what Coach, I'm trying to build and what the guys are trying to, give into is, if you're not going to play hard and you can mess up and do a mistake, but do it at full speed. And I think we're trying to bring that and, play hard on the other team, be in good condition. And then, from there, just try to execute, in situational football. I think that's what we're preaching. So many games are won and lost by one score and situations. So try to excel in that area. And from there, just take care of the football and give us a chance every week.
Case, I'm feeling good about this Patriots team. Look, they're going to be better than 4 wins, which is what they've got, last handful of years here. I do think at worst case, and you and I have been in lockstep with this, and I'm glad, we feel like worst case scenario, 6 wins. Best case, it could be a 10-win team.
I'm going
and I like
worst
that.
case 7 wins.
Okay, all right.
I'm locked in at 7 wins.
Because
if nothing else, this defense took the right step forward for
That's
me.
right. And the coaching staff, obviously.
Yes.
And by the way, let's stay there. If you win 6 or 7 wins, if you're better than 4 wins and you're an entertaining team and there is an identity, which Drake May just talked about, and you're headed in the right direction for the future, we can live with that.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. And Lyons brought up last week, look at how many losses were one-score losses.
That's true.
And Drake May just said it himself. So to know that you weren't that far out of things with such a mosh pit of a team, you have to be able to take that next step. It only makes sense now.
This team's a lot more talented than those teams that were in those games.
Easy.
And you have a better coaching staff for sure.
Easy.
All right, let's go to Alan, who lives in Arizona, but he's from Lawrence. He's family to the program.
Alan.
He's feeling good about the Patriots.
Alan from Arizona, originally from Lawrence. The offensive line should be much better, which then should give the wide receiver group more time to get open, which should give Drake May more time to find the receivers. This is going to be a work in progress. We just have to be patient. But I do see talent on this team. Stephon Diggs, you can't argue with that. Now, health is everything. But I think some of these younger guys, Efton Chisholm, the third, looks terrific. He looks like Wes Welker and Julian Edelman had a baby, and this was what was born. So let's be positive. The season hasn't even started yet. Thank you, guys.
Wow, that's one hell of a
Alan
love child.
continues to be the best. I thought he was just going to draw 2 comparisons and leave it at that. No, they had a baby.
They had a whole baby.
And his name is Efton Chisholm III.
The third to the 4th power. Wow. Alan, you do it every time, man. We appreciate you. Call us 617-790-0928. Get involved. I mean, we've been talking Red Sox. We talk NASCAR. We talk Patriots. We got all the business. Call us 617-790-0928. Case, I don't know about you, but I'm so ready for the football season.
Yeah.
I mean, all this prognostication and off-season mumbo-jumbo. Can we just get to the games, please?
We're one step closer because as of 4 p.m. today, at least we know what the roster is. We're not talking about who makes a case, who doesn't make a case. And that gives you what you just asked for, a step closer to that identity.
You still think the Raiders are going to make it a game week 1?
I think the Raiders are going to make it interesting. I think the Patriots have the ability to win. Don't underestimate. If there's one thing y'all have noticed that I do is I don't set myself up for disappointment that often.
So hypothetically speaking, if you were to bet the game.
I knew it was going to betting. I knew it. If I was to bet the game, Crosby gets a sack at least.
Oh, that's a good bet.
Yeah.
Especially with this O-line.
Diggs and Henderson find the end zone.
Hey, bets galore here on Boston has entered the chat. Hey, it's over here on Nesson, but on Nesson Nation, we're still partying. Come with us, would you? We appreciate you here on Boston has entered the chat. Travis Thomas, the Kasey Hudson. Peace.